Welcome back to Silverback Stadium. I am Liz Entwistle alongside Chip Burnside here for the final pool play matchup with the Great Lakes team in gray, going from left to right across your screen. Kicking off to them will be, for the first time in the stadium, the Tri-State Foundry. Both teams 2-0 on the day. The Great Lakes team with a slight advantage in point differential. They are plus 43 to the Foundry being plus 41.
That was Easterling taking it from the kickoff. He's been everywhere here today.
Easterling, one of the leading try scorers of the tournament, as well as number 8 for Great Lakes. If you see a red scrum cap on the field, Bautista St. Bonnet. And right now, it is Great Lakes setting the platform, some solid rucks. We saw an earlier frantic game between them and the Sharks where the first half was really all over the board, open field, open play. This a little bit more calm and composed.
Yeah, we've noticed that the Great Lakes tried to give up a few penalties because of their aggressive play, but they like to get it wide. I have to say that they're my favorite team so far. I don't really have a dog in the fight, but I'm going to say Great Lakes in this one.
So we see Great Lakes still with the go forward, playing a little bit more reliable pick and go rugby. Again, solid delivery from the base of the ruck. The good go forward looks like Colby Seiler with the ball in hand. Again, off of the base of the ruck. Love them setting this offside line. And we've seen this happen a few times today. It is a kick pass to the corner into the hands of number 25, Michael Mulea. Yeah. Taken down by the Foundry.
Lovely weighted kick there. It was over the head of the number 11 for Tri-State.
And it's still good go forward.
He's got a wide open space here. He's still going. He's offloaded that.
Mashiga taken down by the Foundry, and it is Great Lakes just about 5 meters from the goal line. A penalty whistle is blown. A little bit of a friendly extras there.
That was Mashigo that went very close to scoring, and that's number 30 that's got over there. That's Niamunda.
So a fantastic opening statement here by Great Lakes, going up 5-0 with a conversion kick to come. We've seen Jack Phillips kicking for goals so far on the day. 4 conversions, and we'll go back to the replay.
Yeah, quick tap. Nice wide pass. He ran straight through the gap between 2 defenders. They were, as we would say, asleep at the wheel there on the blind side.
It's been all Great Lakes with solid go forward. We see Joseph I lining up to take the conversion intent in the number 23 jersey. Again, one of our players to watch. 3 games on the day. Some different lineups that we've seen.
Yeah, Great Lakes there. Their build-up was nice and patient. They maintained possession. Lovely little kick pass over to make the initial breakdown on this commentary side of the field. And then it drew the penalty. And as we've seen, the teams need to, as soon as that penalty's been called against them, deep on defense, they need to wake up and get ready to tackle somebody.
Taking his full 60 seconds on the conversion attempt, makes the approach. Well struck, but just outside. Score remains 5-0 here in the first 3 minutes of play.
Yeah, the Great Lakes boys, this is their 3rd game already today. They're probably going to go home and back to their hotel. Maybe a hot shower, a swim.
Right now, pretty hot play coming from the Foundry. An excellent strike with the kickoff downfield, but turned over in contact. Great Lakes, we saw their ferocious defense as they came from behind in their game against the Sharks. That defensive pressure creating turnovers, and now ball on field. Going back to that go-forward game through the hands of Jacob Easterling in the number 6 jersey, one of the leading try scorers. And again, solid go forward with Mulea, the ball in hand.
Yeah, I think they've seen a little, here goes, that's Couch. He's all the way in there. Nevin Couch. So we've seen Michael Mulea. They've seen something on this this side of the field, and they're taking advantage of Luke Rinklin's side of the field here, and there was no one home. All he had to do was draw and pass. There's Rinklin chasing him. Fullback's drawn in, and there's Couch ranging out there and putting the ball down. He gets a push for his trouble after the try scored.
Textbook rugby easy like, drawing in the 2-on-1. Lining up for kick again, number 23, Joseph I.
Well, you know, if something's working, typically what you do is you go back to it. So I'm calling for a healthy dose of Michael Malaya until Tri-State can prove that they can stop it. As Liz's papers go flying here.
The ball goes flying in the air, this time aiming for the far post. The kick is good, and Great Lakes extends their lead 12-0. 5 minutes into the opening half of play.
Yeah, he made the correction on that kick. He drifted that last one out. This time he almost overcorrected, shaved it inside the left-hand upright.
We'll look to see if the Foundry replay that same high sky high kick off. Looking just about 16 meters downfield off the boot of Braden Thompson. He is the leading point scorer of the tournament with 8 conversions on the day. No tries scored as of yet. No tries yet in this game for the Foundry. And right now, Great Lakes showing why. Possession of the ball again. Pass back inside the 22. We see the chip downfield. That ball will stay in play to avoid the beneficial line out. So this time dribbles out of touch. Foundry with a quick line out. And our referee says no.
He might have touched that. He did, unfortunately. In his eagerness to wait for the ball to get out, he touched it inside the field of play.
So we'll go to the replay here, and I think you are right, maybe off the boot?
Well, the touch judge definitely said it was off his boot because Great Lakes are throwing it in.
Great Lakes again with a 5-man line out. Clean throw, distribution off the back. Scrum half finds the hands of our favorite player, Easterling. At least our favorite player from game 1. Hey, Chip.
And he goes quickly here. They're definitely not back 10. And penalty is coming.
We see advantage being shown to Great Lakes. Again, securing the ball off the base of the ruck. Numbers to the left-hand side for Great Lakes.
Still penalty advantage.
Through the hands of Jack Phillips, distributing with the number 10 jersey. And Great Lakes still on their feet, but no advantage gained. So we're going to come back right in front of the goal.
Now he's tapped that. So he does have to go, but the referee said, okay, we'll give you a redo, which I'm not in love with. When you tap the ball, you've made that decision. You can't have it both ways. But he's allowed to, and there's going to be a scrum. The difference between that first tap and the second tap was the defense wasn't set at all. They weren't nowhere near back 10, and Easterling caught them by surprise. On the last one where the guy just tapped it, that defense was already back 10 and set. So cooler heads prevail. We'll have the scrum.
So just about 15 meters from the goal line. We've seen Great Lakes fairly dominant in their scrums in their earlier matchups again, where they won against the Sharks by a mark of 22-10.
Tri-State have just pushed them off the ball, but they still maintain possession. They've gone back to this wing. Now, oh, he almost came up with that.
So we see no advantage gained from the forward pass, and then the knock-on will have a scrum to the Foundry, and the first time that they've really had ball in hand.
Yeah, see, the big scrum by Tri-State. And again, they've come out to this side, looking for that long pass over the top. It nearly found Malaya again. I like the way Malaya is spacing the field. He is right out on the touchline. He's making those guys, he's creating gaps. A lot of times just the way the player, where the player stands, creates opportunities for other players.
Ball in hand of number 17, Patrick McHale for Tri-State. Foundry with the ball in the scrum. And look at this wheel. Can they get it out before it goes 90? They cannot. So we'll have a scrum reset to the Foundry. And all of these resets eating up valuable moments. We are 9 minutes into the first half of play. As we mentioned, both these teams 2-0, playing for seeding for tomorrow, crossing over into Pool A action.
Who did the Tri-State Foundry beat in their earlier pool games?
They were victorious 42-15 against the Sharks, and then 21-7 against the New England Independent White team.
Much better scrum this time.
Stable and secure. See the pop kick downfield, and it's going to be fielded at midfield by Great Lakes. Great Lakes on the go. A little bit of the hitch step to Malaya. Chipping the ball.
Yeah, nice little bit of interplay there. Clever play there. The exit wasn't as good as the play before it. He's gone for a long droppy.
So the first attempt at a drop goal that we've seen all game goes low and wide. Sometimes we'll see that situation happen when there's a penalty advantage, but it doesn't seem to be a stronger whistle being blown.
It's going to be a 22 dropout, so it's not too bad. They're going to get the ball back. It was worth a crack.
A little bit of gamesmanship on the field, finding their spot. The 22-meter dropout just must be a drop kick taken from behind the 22-meter line. You can go as far and as wide as you like. This one goes straight to touch, and this is going to be a mistake that benefits Great Lakes.
Well, Great Lakes have had a number of opportunities on what I call the split here. And we've got Jack Phillips there triggering that back line. He's sometimes he goes left, sometimes he goes right. No one really knows. I'm going to say he's going to come out towards this commentary side. And as they're talking it over, maybe the number 8 comes off the back. We're going to have to get you a paperweight.
So we do see Cam Donlin in the number 9 jersey for Great Lakes, ball in the scrum. This time, look at this drive from the Foundry. They are taking Great Lakes to task. There we see the pick. That's Lorenzo Lelli in the number 1 jersey playing in the number 8 position. And a ball on the ground. This is knocked on by Great Lakes. So good defensive scrum from the Foundry.
Yeah, their scrum's looking good. There was a lovely inside ball there that just went to ground. Had that ball gone to hand, he was in, under the sticks.
But to the left.
Yep, got it wrong. What can I say?
We do see some of this gamesmanship and tactics. So they've gone so strong to the Malaya side of the field thus far, hoping for a defensive stack or an overload to take advantage of the far side. Right now it's going to be Foundry looking to take advantage of this scrum. Ball in the hand again of Patrick McHale wearing the number 17 jersey.
Well, one thing you can say about the Tri-State Foundry is that they've got their scrum dialed in. I thought they would have got a penalty last time, but the referee let it play out.
So there's our play from the back row. Picked up from the number 8 position. Foundry into contact. Great Lakes realigning their defense flat across the field. Nowhere to go, but up the guts and into him, Foundry. Off the base of the ruck. And we see the little chip, the little toe downfield into the hands, well, temporarily into the hands of the Great Lakes. Malaya towards the outside. Found Matasini and his Great Lakes keeping the ball alive. Now the Foundry need to defend this near sideline.
Oh, he shared a couple of tackles there. He's got the ball back inside. They're still going as they fight right into that far corner, which is obscured by our vision by a giant tent.
So Phillips now going sideline to sideline, looking towards the far side of the field through the hands of Colby Seiler. Not quite on. No advantage gained. Penalty to Great Lakes, 12 meters from the goal line. Conlon finds his man to the outside. And it's another Great Lakes try, extending their lead 17-0 with a conversion to come.
That's Devin Roosner. Yes, the halfback exploring the gaps and then finds a large body to give the ball to. Hard to stop there.
Just enough of a little shimmy and a shake, plus the angle taken by the scrum half that drew the Foundry's defensive line over, opened up just enough of a gap for the big man to go through.
Yeah, Devin Roosner is out of the University of Louisville.
And we have I lining up his 3rd conversion attempt in this first half. We are 14 minutes in, 6 minutes left to play.
This one's got away from Tri-State early here. They've got to regroup. Any time that they've had the ball, they've been deep in their own 22. They've had to exit and thus kicking the ball back to Great Lakes, which is basically handing them the ball back in great field position.
The kick is good. The score is 19-0. Speaking of exits, was talking to some of the Great Lakes coaches earlier in the day, and they were talking about their strategic kicking game. We haven't been able to see them execute quite to their standard. And again, we'll credit the defensive pressure of this Great Lakes side. These are big boys that are coming up hard and are often winning the point of contact. So once more, the Foundry kickoff, and this time it's looking like it's going to be fielded by Lely. Taps it back. Great Lakes at the 22. And this time looking to the far sideline, and look at this pace, a little bit of go, but not enough give, and it is the Foundry that come away with the ball in hand, forcing the turnover. Foundry realigning, looking for some points in transition to stay in this game. They must score before the end of this half. It is the Foundry still looking to go forward. The ball pops out, advantage being shown to the Tri-State team. Again, ball in hand with possession.
Yeah, they just needed to get settled down. Unfortunately, there was 19 points being scored on them before they started to calm their nerves. That has not found touch.
So the counterattack by Great Lakes. We see Foundry shading back. They spoke about bringing their fullback and their fly half both back to field. Kicks. And a quick line out, the toss to himself. Love the heads up play. This is the second quick line out that Foundry have attempted.
I would have thought that might have been a 50-22, so then it wouldn't have been their ball. But anyway, wiser heads prevail.
Foundry numbers on the far sideline, on the attack and on the go, nudging their way towards midfield, just barely taken down by the Great Lakes team. Foundry with numbers here towards this near sideline. Look at this Great Lakes defense. They are all shaded, well, all but one shaded inside of the goal post.
Yeah, they're saying come beat us outside.
Foundry going to hands, looking for space, and they find just a little bit. It's a 3-on-1 towards the outside, but cannot get the final pass off.
Yeah, he kind of ran his players out of room there a little bit. He did make the break, but by doing so, he'd already eaten up quite a bit of space towards this touchline. And as a net result, the player that he was trying to find was really on the touchline here, and he didn't really have a lot of room left. Yes, he had the overlap, but that defense funneling them towards the sideline.
A bit of seven-styled shepherding there. Ball in the hands of Clay Peters with a throw. Again, we've seen line-out issues persist throughout the day, bringing together these all-star teams, the set pieces. We've seen good scrummaging out of Great Lakes, good scrummaging out of the Foundry. Lineouts are an area of opportunity for any team looking to prevail tomorrow.
Yeah, the game has changed. It used to be that the scrum was mega important. Now the lineouts really are way more important than the scrums. And you've got to, come lineout time, you've really got to have your ducks in a row.
Mikhail with the put in. A gorgeous shot of our field formation. Plenty of opportunity for Foundry towards the outside. And look at how quick this Great Lakes team was to advance on defense. They shut down that space and took away, stopping them at the gain line. Yeah,
a little mistimed run there. The idea was good, but the pass was forward. The first 5/8 in that particular one ran around. He was going to create the extra man by following the ball. I love that type of play. The one-man overlap.
Loving this view of the set of the scrum. Just shy of midfield, Great Lakes. Conlon. Ball's in and quickly out. A great adjustment on the scrum given how much the Foundry pounded them before. And now it is Great Lakes on the go. Great Lakes with numbers on the near sideline. And there's our man, Nyamunda. Looks for the offload back inside, and Phillips just can't corral it.
Yes, indeed. He's going to get some ribbon about that one.
So here we go again. There's Great Lakes on the attack. Nyamunda draws the defenders, looking for that final pass leading into space, and Phillips just not quite there, wasn't at the pace he needed to take that ball forward.
Probably because he got scragged by the Foundry defender, and maybe that caused the pass to go a little off cue. But yeah, they've got some. They're finding big gaps in the Foundry defense.
Foundry inside of the 22, looking at this exit play. We see the looping 10-13 wing combination, just barely trapped by the fingertips. Great Lakes, again, that defense in the right place in the right time.
That was a very nice little play there by the Great Lakes player. If you can't pick it up, just soccer it forward. He dribbled that ball, and in the end, it's resulted in a line out. It's their ball. It came on, must have come off a Foundry player. But often you don't have to pick up the ball. If it's there, it's on the ground, soccer it until you can pick it up.
In the final seconds here of the first half, Great Lakes maintaining their 19-0 lead with another chance to score. A solid lineout will give them the platform, and we think we know where they're going. Numbers towards this near sideline, stacked in the middle of the field. Taking it down for Maul.
He is super wide out here. The kick passes on, but they don't need it because they're in over there in the corner.
So going over the line once again is Jacob Easterling, leading Great Lakes with tries in the tournament so far, and leading Tri-State 24-0 with a conversion attempt to come. So we look again here at the platform that's established on the maul from the lineout, and then taking it towards the inside, finding the littlest bit of space like a hot knife through butter over the try line.
It was Clay Peters that got the try. As usual, Jacob Easterling was on top of him, pushing him over. You know, literally, I think that if Clay Peters went to the bathroom here later on, he's going to be outside, is going to be waiting for him with a roll of toilet paper, will be Easterling.
Sometimes a good assist is as good as the try itself. A difficult conversion just inside of the far touch line.
A good chase by may have put him off enough to avoid that conversion going over.
It was well struck, and it's Great Lakes that have played well in this first half, blanking the Foundry 24-0. We've got 20 minutes left of rugby to play. We'll be back at you with the second half in just a moment. I'm Liz Entwistle along Chip Burnside here at the National Collegiate Rugby All-Stars Shield Championships.
Play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
We are back just ahead of the second half of action. I am Liz Entwistle alongside Chip Burnside here with Great Lakes in gray, currently leading the Tri-State Foundry in blue by a mark of 24-0. Chip, any takeaways from the first half of action?
Well, the kickoff was at 2 p.m. Unfortunately, Tri-State didn't start playing until about 2:05 in a 20-minute game. That's going to cost you big time. They started to get a little bit more organized in the latter part of that first half. Their scrum was working great, but they let in a try right before the break, and they've got to regroup here, and if they're switched on, they can make some noise here in the second half.
This is a team, this is the first time we're seeing them here on the stadium pitch, won both of their games on field 1 earlier in the day. Scored a total of 63 points rather so far. We're perfect on their conversions, 8 of 8 off the boot of Braden Thompson in the number 10 jersey. Something else we have noted is these rosters being 27 men in depth means that we're seeing drastically different player combinations on the field, match to match.
And it's a luxury when you have a lead like this in the second half that you can rest some of your star players.
No rest needed for Mishigo as he recovers the ball in hand. Great Lakes off the kickoff, keeping the ball alive. And the Foundry quick to zero out defensively, picking their moments to challenge for the ball. They're maybe going a little bit over aggressive, and the penalty says yes, a little too aggressive there.
Yeah, the referee doesn't want to hear any back chat. He gets enough of that from his wife at home, I heard.
Perhaps it's true. Great Lakes, though, says it doesn't matter. They're going to cut up through the middle and going over the try line again. Number 26, Clay Peters, back to back.
Yeah, unfortunately, you've got to not buy the dummy in that situation and just take the ball carrier.
So go back to the replay off the boot of Conlon. Again, Great Lakes loving the quick tap option, floating the ball towards the outside and just through the defense is Peters.
Yeah, that was it was going to be a try either way. Had he passed the ball, I think the winger was going in as well.
Joseph I lining up the conversion attempt again. Just about 7 meters from this near sideline, about 25 meters back from the post.
Taking his time. Here comes the charger.
The distraction worked. And Great Lakes is going to maintain a 29-0 lead. About 18 minutes left to go.
It might have been his white legs that put him off as he tried to make that kick. As we have Mambo 5 blasting in our ears from the speaker above us.
That was Thompson 10 with the kickoff, fielded cleanly by Great Lakes. Great Lakes secure in the ruck, secure off the base. A little bit of go forward. And we see this, the dummy step inside, and look at this breakdown field. Number 23 is on the go. That is Joseph I. We just saw him on the conversion attempt. Now we've seen him get the ball to the outside. Great Lakes going to the far sideline.
If you're a winger for Great Lakes, expect the ball.
Eye in contact again. Conlon gets the ball off, and Great Lakes rumbling their way downfield. Foundry shooting on defense, looking to apply the pressure, preventing the try.
Yeah, the assistant referee took one in the shins there. Trying to get the Foundry team revved up. They need a defensive stop to make themselves, get themselves back into this game. I think they're discussing maybe if he got the ball down. I don't think the assistant referee had a good view of it because he was in evasive action mode as he was about to get sort of winged by a boot right in the shin.
You see both teams lined up and ready to go. They're eager to play again. Again, in tournament style play. Our clock is winding down. We'll have official time kept on the field.
He's doing a summary of what happened there.
So we see the contact at the shins of our assistant referee, but we see the ball bouncing. Great Lakes retreating to their side of the field.
It's a try.
And it seems a try awarded.
I didn't see the ball get put down, and I think he was asking the assistant referee what he saw, but he was too busy.
It's a penalty try.
Oh.
So it'll be 7 points to Great Lakes. Automatic try plus conversion awarded. So nefarious play on that far side of the field.
Maybe we'd have to cue it up again just to see what was there, but I didn't see anything untoward by the Foundry there.
Off the boot of Thompson, Foundry looking to challenge in the air. Foundry coming away with the ball, looking for any spark to get some points on the board and momentum their way. Solid base of the ruck. See distribution from the scrum half. And once again, the Foundry line numbers towards this near side line and a penalty awarded. A quick whistle by our referee, Danny O'Shea.
The dreaded makeup call. He's feeling bad about that penalty try and he went, okay.
Whatever it is, Thompson's going to try to nudge the ball towards the outside, finds his mark, and this is going to give Foundry a platform about 5 meters from the goal line. We'll go back to the replay again of the try in question. And there's just too many bodies to tell what may have happened, so we'll trust the judgment of our assistant referee on that far sideline. Right now, judgment back on the field. Another whistle is blown. Active day for our referees. The ball knocked on. We're going to scrum to Great Lakes.
While we were reviewing that tape, I kept one eye was on the tape and the other eye was watching that throw, which wasn't a good one, and they knocked it on. Their big chance there to get the maul underway was derailed with a bad throw.
See some substitutions coming in with 15 minutes left to go here in the second half. Scrum to Great Lakes deep inside their own territory. We've seen their active kicking game. We'll have to see what their exit strategy is this time.
I say they throw it wide and have a crack right from under their own goalpost.
We did see going into this matchup again where Great Lakes had the point advantage if it were to come down to a tie, firmly in control here with a 36-0 lead. And again, time winding down as the scrum is reset. Whistled, it's going to reset again. We'll see if we can get active referee microphones for tomorrow to hear some of the feedback and directives being given to the players. We do know one thing is that the referees were told to keep the ball in play today, so they're looking to let rugby be played and not being overly whistly.
I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, referees like making the game go faster. mind officially blown here.
Conlon with the ball in play, and it is Great Lakes on the front forward, coming from deep inside of their own in goal, making about 3 meters of go forward space, looking for the break, taken down. Foundry with the fingertip tackle. Great Lakes again pressing towards the outside.
Yeah, they're treating it as a little bit of a training run here at the moment, Great Lakes. They're really sort of spreading the ball around. You have a run, I'll have a run. Let's see what we can do. So, not a bad idea.
Great Lakes drawing the penalty on the field. Conlon finds his mark. This is a team, after all, that last year did go 10-0 between both sides. The Rising All-Stars have been in action all day on Field 2. Current All-Stars here on Field 1 and the stadium itself. The defending champions, Great Lakes, showing off in fine form. They've elevated. They had a tight match earlier in the day where they had to come from behind against the Sharks, won that game 22-0 after trailing 10-5 at halftime. Sometimes that little bit of adversity yields, well, 36 points.
Well, they say pressure makes diamonds, but it also, you know, can destroy you. And they go on quickly here.
The quick tap
big
to go
fend.
forward.
It's Easterling again.
And see, this is the third penalty in about under a minute. I wouldn't be surprised to see a yellow card being shown. Some of these penalty counts getting quite high. It may be just a word of counseling from O'Shea in the middle of the field, but 3 quick penalties against the Foundry. They need to cool down a bit.
Well, they've got to understand that yellow definitely doesn't go with that outfit. I don't know exactly what colour that is. What colour is that blue?
Well, the blue and orange of the Foundry taking homage or paying homage to the former New York Iron Workers, MLR side. See the kick to touch, and Great Lakes again making their way downfield, this time the beneficiaries of several penalties. Chip, you mentioned earlier, we saw Great Lakes with a fairly high penalty count earlier in the match, just showing off their athleticism, a little overeager, a little active.
Well, they got him out of the way early in that first game. They got about 3 or 4 penalties in the first 5 minutes, and then since then, you know, because they've been the aggressors, like I said, sometimes it results in a penalty, but they definitely have a lot of go forward.
Right now, it is a winning line out. That's about as clean as we've seen today. And look at this, the far sideline again, nosing his way towards the try line. It is another try for Great Lakes coming from a well-executed line out and a well-executed maul.
That's Leahy, my breakfast compatriot.
Well, he certainly ate scoring that try. Look at this strip on the far sideline.
Oh, I love to see that, a prop rumbling, stumbling towards the line, ball in hand, and here he is. He's even got his own moves. He is from Thomas More University, majoring in accounting, my field of expertise. So, you know, out of Argentina, this bro.
One of 5 players hailing from Argentina on this Great Lakes roster. We've seen several nations represented in the tournament. Players from Ireland, England, Zimbabwe, Argentina, the good old US of A. Everyone making their mark in the global game, an eye towards the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles and the Rugby World Cup that'll be hosted in the United States, both the men's and women's to come in the 2030s. Right now we'll put an eye back on the field, lining up the conversion attempt. Inches away from that far sideline.
Argentina, in general, has a lot of hard-nosed forwards, often very slippery backs as well, because usually they have an extremely good kicking game. They're fast, played a lot of soccer, and so it's a really good combination. They have a lot of physical attributes that lend themselves towards being rugby players. Got a bit of a soft spot for Argentinians.
Well, don't cry for Great Lakes because they're up 41-0. The conversion attempt fails, just short of the goal post. It's going to be another restart off the boot of Braden Thompson. Foundry are up and Foundry are at him, and it is Great Lakes with the ball, well, hand on the ball, maintaining possession as it was knocked backwards. We see a maul on the field, finally gets to ground. Foundry digging for the ball.
Nothing's going Tri-State's way here. sometimes you just got to scrub these type of games from your memory. You know, you've won 2, you've lost 1. That's doesn't really matter if you lose by, let's see here, Meow, 41. A loss is a loss. If you lost this game 10-9, you still lost. So I would put this one in the down the drain game for the Tri-State team.
Sometimes we do have those games where lessons are learned. Last year, this was a Tri-State team that came and surprised a team in the quarterfinals that had gone undefeated on day 1. You never know what's going to happen on day 2. Right now, we know what's happening on the field, and it's Great Lakes on the attack again. Look at this work out of their backs. Here we go. It's a 2-on-1 on this near sideline, and here's a bit of a break. Ball in hand, ball off the foot of number 13 for Great Lakes All-Stars, Eberly. Foundry recover, and Foundry with a chance to counter. And look at these tiptoes down this near sideline.
Fantastic tackle there by Easterling.
Foundry with a whistle going their way. You see the penalty indicated, ball in the hands of number 51. Again, these players in some non-traditional numbers, but that's because they're here for all-star events.
Yeah, when you got a big boy rumbling it, you know, like there's only one way to go. He committed his body to it. He ended up he dropped his hands down, ended up holding on to his ankle. You know, there was no easy way to bring down big number 28.
But there was an Easterling way. Got the shoulder in, made the contact. And now we've got another line out.
I'm very partial to a nice low tackle, and that was a good one.
Foundry able to recover, looking again for the big man. Foundry looking for the little chip towards that far sideline. Great Lakes is there. The ball has given us a turf bounce. And it's Great Lakes that has recovered. Great Lakes looking to counter. 6.5 minutes left to go here in the second half, and it is the Foundry. Ball coughed up, ball brought down.
It's definitely ran behind his own player there, but the referee allowed it.
It's almost a little bit of a dummy kick there, a little bit of a show and not quite go.
Yeah, they just seem a little confused as to what they want to do on attack, and often resorting to that chip kick or some sort of kick action. This one's sort of come off the side of the boot, ends up right on the 4-meter line. The referee will take it back to the 5-meter for the line out. They have another opportunity here. They were deep here last time, and then there was a missed throw.
So again, the Foundry coach is mentioning that they were looking towards a strategic kicking game, had great success in their first 2 matches of the day, but this Great Lakes defense, much like we saw in the game against the Sharks earlier in the day, and much like we saw in their opening matchup, which was a 36-5 win over the New England Independent White side, this Great Lakes defense is a wave of motion.
It's a nice clean take, but he was brought to ground almost immediately. The pass is a bit of a wobbler. They do get it out into the centres now. Now they get it wide, give them a dose of their own medicine. Nice spot tackle out there by Eberly.
All that work, and the Foundry do not release the ball, so now it is a penalty to Great Lakes, and again, the quick tap and go. Great Lakes successful when they've had that tap and the ball in hand. Exit outside of the 22. We see the numbers in the ruck. Heavy for Great Lakes. A quick 0 out by the Foundry. Spreading the field. Great Lakes looking to kick. Fielded cleanly by the Foundry, looking for a bit of a counter off the outside of the boot. And again, grubbering downfield.
It's a much better kick up. The last time he hesitated before, he waited for that ball to bounce. This time he attacked the ball kind of like a baseball shortstop. You got to go in there like, I'm gonna catch it, I'm gonna soccer it, I'm gonna do something with it. He didn't hold back, and as a net result, the bounce was in his favor.
It is the Thunderbirds on the go once again, favoring that far sideline. And look at this broken tackle, a little bit of separation is Great Lakes. He's got one to beat and throws down the grubber, but it is stopped on the field. It is now the Foundry looking to regain some momentum. But our referee says, no, Great Lakes get another go.
Not sure what that penalty was for. Again, they go quickly. They're going to get it wide here. They've got numbers to burn, actually.
Great Lakes threatening, stopping, looking for support. Able to control the ruck, but not able to control that pass a little bit back and forth. We see the knock on, a scrum awarded to Foundry.
Yeah, they kind of slowed down there as they got close to the line. I would have pinned my ears back for the corner. This is after that, and then the guy came through the middle of the ruck there and upset the delivery of that pass.
So whistle blown for a minute on the field.
Sometimes in rugby, the wingers can actually be waving to their girlfriends in the stands, and they don't even touch the ball. So I am very, very happy that Great Lakes has shown the ability to get the ball wide and get their wingers involved. Anytime you're doing that, you know, it creates opportunities in the middle of the field, strangely enough.
We've seen plenty of cases where these wings, especially when we're so far towards this sideline, have inserted themselves almost as a third center to get involved off the back of the scrum. Right now we see 4 flat across the field, 4 Great Lakes in defense. We see 5 Foundry players in blue towards that far sideline, 1 towards the near.
Yeah, they're very much a plug-and-play team, this Great Lakes. You've got Matasini, who played halfback. He's now back at fullback. And then you've got a lot of players that seem to switch between the backs and the forwards.
Foundry win the scrum, and they win the chance to scrum again. Inside of the final minute of play here at Silverback Stadium, Great Lakes firmly in control, 41-0. We'll go back to that replay off the scrum. We see the pick off the back. The number 8 wearing the number 28. Contest for the ball at the ruck. Again, some of this aggression has served Great Lakes quite well. It caused them penalties early in the day. Love to see these adjustments coming into Game 3 and looking ahead towards Games 4, 5, and 6 tomorrow.
Yeah, that was Easterling over the ball. He ripped it and he knocked it on as he ripped it, but he was well and truly over it.
Foley had rights to the ball in that scenario. Right now, it is the Foundry looking to go around the outside. Can't quite get there. Great Lakes defense, right place, right time, gets the scoop. Great Lakes resetting. You see Conlon calling for the forwards for a bit of a pick and go, communicating clearly with his first receiver in the number 14 jersey, Francisco Cuscana. And his Great Lakes.
I don't think that pass was intended for it, but he says, I've got it now. Now they go to the back line.
You see the skip pass towards the outside through the hands of Mooley.
That's Eberle. He's in. Nice little inside pass right at the end. But this is just very traditional rugby here. They softened them up a couple of times there with the forwards. Then we got the ball to the backs. Initially there was a misfire. It went to Easterling, but then finally they got it out. Little inside ball. Eberle did the rest.
Great Lakes with a final try here in the final minute, taking a 45-0 lead, a conversion kick to come. Seen Joseph I lining up all the conversion attempts so far, but he looks like he may have given it up to Conlon in the number 9.
So the other good thing about Great Lakes that these other teams need to monitor is they've got great support player. That one there was an inside ball, so these guys have got options. Every time that they're running, they can hear, I'm inside, I'm outside. There's probably a guy behind them that's going to clean out in the ruck. But this is old, what I would call old school stuff. So they're getting the players with the ball, and they've got runners in support. And if you can find them with the pass and you're on the move, you're going to be very, very difficult to stop. As what Eberle, all he had to do was make one subtle change of direction, and the defenders were shed.
Well, you'd love to see the transition in the style of play from the first half, from this free running that was happening on our near sideline, taking it more contact with the forwards, the support, as you mentioned, setting up a little bit more of that multi-phase, forward-thinking play. It looks like we may have time for one more play on the field. It is Tri-State again with the kickoff. Nudging towards the far sideline. Great Lakes with a challenge in the air. Contact made, and that's going to be a quick whistle.
Yeah, that's never a good idea to go in there helter-skelter like that while the guy's in the air. And he's come off the worst for it, unfortunately, the player that was indulged in the egregious act. He was trying to back out of it at the last minute. Realised he was in deep water. No intent there.
So the penalty kicked to touch to end the match. This is Great Lakes coming away 46-0 victors, 3-0 on the day, showing why they won that championship last year, looking in fine form, making their adjustments. Tri-State with some lessons to take home from them.
Yeah, that's what I say. I say Tri-State flush this one. Yeah, I don't think that you could have learned a lot from this, except that, you know, that next time you might catch Great Lakes sleeping.
We did see that solid scrum platform, so if they can build on that for tomorrow, they'll still go into their matches 2-1 on the day. Plenty of good rugby played earlier, and we'll be back for more. We've got another battle of the undefeated teams with the Midwest Barbarians taking on the New England Independence Red. We'll be back at 3 o'clock with more action.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.